Hello Aquarius, welcome to Virgo season. September is always a pretty intense time of year for you, but it is supported by your ruler Uranus here, making it all very exciting. The sun is moving through your 8th house of merging, sex and intimacy for most of the month, and Venus moves into your partnership sector on the 6th of September, meaning that the chances of forging deeper bonds, committing to someone, or finding someone who wants the real thing is supported at this time. Venus will sextile the true node in your love sector on the 27th and trine Mars in your communication on the 28th. So look out for some interesting conversations or exchanges around this time that feel like fate. Mars goes retrograde on the 9th of September in your communication sector, which means you may need to look into your style of communication. Do you say what you mean? Do you hide what you want to say? There may be some apologies from people in your life or from your past, especially from siblings or old childhood friends. Now, with Mars retrograde in the sector of the mind, you may realize that the internal dialogue within you is a bit off. Maybe you're far too hard on yourself and you aren't looking after your own mental health enough. Do commit to some self-care and work through any issues that creep up. And with support from Venus, you may discover beautiful support from a lover, partner, or even a business partner. Mars will clash again with your 12th house, so you may discover some more subconscious beliefs that are dominating your decisions, and finally sorting through that once and for all, because why should your past experiences taint your future? Jupiter goes direct in this area, so your luck as far as healing and mystery goes is really positive, and you may finally have cracked some internal codes that have been holding you back for years. The new moon in Virgo is supported by your ruler Uranus in your family sector, so it's a beautiful time to set intentions regarding both your intimate relationships and your family relationships. And this new moon also receives support from Saturn, so you really are committed to healing your heart and mind, and this will allow you to move past any relationship or mental blocks. So all in all, a pretty wonderful month, Aquarius, especially as we lead towards the Libra season, where everything suddenly feels very freeing and expansive. So if you want to stay tuned for the tarot, it is coming up momentarily. Do subscribe if you like the channel, like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the tarot. Have a very happy, wonderful and prosperous September, Aquarius. Take care. Bye. Hi Aquarius, welcome to the tarot part of your September forecast. I hope everybody likes the changes, having the astrology part and now this part. If you enjoyed the video, do remember to give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to the channel for regular updates on astrology. I do have some new things coming up in September, so stay tuned. I've done your oracle cards off screen, and I have your tarot cards here. So I'm actually, for you guys, going to start with some of the oracle cards just to get a bit of a theme and see what we have going on. So from the goddess guidance cards, we had Ostara, fertility. Did I just call that fertility? Fertility, good lord. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So there is, interestingly, as we're moving into the autumnal months or fall, you know, for some people this is a springtime in the southern hemisphere, of course, but there is a very spring-like energy to this. And what else we have is the compassion card. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Interesting. And your love card was luminosity. Beautiful. Your energy cards fascinated me actually. So door to personal healing and happiness. The second chakra, Archangel Ariel. I hope you can actually see these. And happy family. This beautiful card. That's very like the 10 of Cups. We also had the gazelle and the starfish. So these are your oracle cards. I'm going to tie them in a bit more with the tarot, but already, Aquarius, one theme that I am getting for you is a healing in your relationships. And also new beginnings and confidence is one thing that I'm getting from this as well. So I feel that a lot of you with the astrology being the way it was, I talked so much about things going direct in your 12th house, which is a very healing spot for you. I actually feel like a lot of you are getting your confidence back. And the reason that I'm saying that is because the luminosity card, it's all about shining from within outwards, as above, so below. And I feel with the door to personal healing and happiness, a lot of you have been really going through that period of self-discovery where things have maybe felt a bit slower, or things have maybe felt very, very much like you couldn't escape certain things, you couldn't escape certain feelings, and you couldn't escape certain downloads, as it were. So one of the things that I'm seeing with this is that you're finally forgiving somebody who really hurt you. And I think it is understanding them better. I think with so much going on in the 12th house, and I'm not saying you're taking anybody back into your life, forgiveness is a very personal process, but it's releasing an anger towards somebody, or releasing, this feeling that they could have been something else. Because a lot of people are only doing what they know how to do. When we learn about attachment styles, for example, especially with the happy family card here, a lot of our attachment style is early in our life, and it's not even necessarily to do with anybody doing anything wrong. At times it's just the way feelings are interpreted, and sometimes it is due to cruelty. There's things like that, and a lot of the time people will frown at or laugh at the expression hurt people, but I feel like you're getting an understanding into an event of your past, somebody from your past, or a family dynamic, or something that is just coming to a head. And I think with the full moon in Pisces, and I won't make this very much about astrology, but I do think the full moon in Pisces connecting to your ruler, which is in your 4th house, your ruler wants to liberate you from past life ties, childhood wounds, those kind of things. And I think the full moon is going to be really very enlightening for you, and that's where I think the luminosity card is coming. You're healing and forgiving something and beginning again, and it's drawing in all this beautiful energy. It's drawing in all this happiness and freedom for you, all this choice of yours to heal the past and make choices. And I think for a lot of you with the 2nd chakra, a lot of you are getting this strong sense of confidence. And it's interesting actually with the orange theme that I have going on here, that would be the 2nd chakra. Those would be the colors. And orange is all about abundance. It's all about personal power and confidence. And I really feel that it could be a color that you're very drawn to in September, but it could be a color that's worth having around, or even eating more orange foods, for example. So those are your oracle cards. I will tie them in with the tarot as we go along. But those are just the first things that I was sort of getting off the cards initially. But they are really beautiful healing cards, so I'm excited for you. So let's have a little look at your tarot, shall we? For Aquarius. The Emperor. Okay, so a lot of you could be healing wounds surrounding the father or the grandfather, but this could also be to do with men in general. Whether you're a male or a female, or however you choose to identify, I think that these could be big choices surrounding men, but I also think these could be big choices surrounding career. The Empress. Now that is harmony. That is beautiful harmony. Good my. So the Emperor and the 2 of Pentacles and the Empress, I will draw more cards, don't worry, I just want to go as we go. The Emperor, the 2 of Pentacles, and the Empress. So for a lot of you, you're actually healing relationships with your parents. But for some of you, there is a very interesting, and this has come up for the last couple of Aquarius reads, a very interesting bond going on between 2 people, where either they keep coming back to each other, or they can't get enough of each other, or they're just so in each other's orbit, is the only way that I can sort of see this, with the infinity, the on a loop. It's like it's some pairing that feels very harmonious, quite balanced. They feel very meant to be, and the Empress and the Emperor are meant to be. There is the give and receive. There is the pursue and the accept. There is the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. And this is, of course, irrespective of genders. This is more to do with the energy. So there is a beautiful, all I can think of it is being on the same orbit, orbiting around each other. So for a lot of you, this could be a love relationship. I do see this for some of you as healing a relationship with your parents, with the happy family card. Or I also think that it is possible with the fertility card that you, Aquarius, are starting a family with somebody. The number 4 here is here twice. So you could be starting a family with somebody, you could be getting engaged, getting married, you could meet the person that you're meant to marry. But I feel that there's very stable energies coming in here with the happy family card, the Emperor and the Empress. So for some of you, yes, it's healing family ties, and for others of you, it seems to be the person that you're starting a family with. For some of you, it is as simple as reconciling differences with somebody, healing a conflict, healing a relationship. But I see this as a very positive thing. I really do. I see this as very, yes, Ace of Swords, something that will give you a lot of clarity, something that will give you a lot of inspiration even. Something that you could even write a book about. Something like that. Being able to speak your truth is important here as well. So I'm thinking with Mercury moving into Libra, for you, Aquarius, that will actually be a time when you can really have very interesting discussions with people. Not that you can't, you're usually very interesting to discuss things with. So it's more about other people being open, people being more open to your side of the story. Page of Swords. For a lot of you, this looks like online business. Having your word put out there, having your opinions put out there, and it being heard. But be careful about how that goes. And I'm not trying to dampen it, but with the 7 of Swords and the Page of Swords, there is an element of miscommunication here, not knowing who to trust online. There could be, for a lot of you, this is something as simple as making sure your online details are safe, making sure that you're not giving information away to strangers, making sure that you're not shopping on insecure sites. Those kind of things. Just be very, you get a lot of clarity in this. I feel that for many of you, this is to do with, for the Ace of Swords, I feel like a lot of you, it's mental clarity. I feel like a lot of you are being really quite self-sabotaging is one way that I'm seeing this. But again, I also feel like it's getting very clear about somebody in the past that hurt you. It's almost like you get this insight into why they are the way that they are. Okay, so I can't see which one popped out. I'm not actually sure. But these 3 fell. So, oh wait, no, this is here. Oh, it's the Magician. Perfect. Okay, so we've got our hand. Let's see. We've one more card than usual. That's okay. The Magician, the 2 of Swords, the Princess of Cups, Page of Cups, and the Sun. Let's see if I can fit these all in here without... I don't want to hide the beautiful cards. Okay. And underneath, 10 of Cups. What a lovely underlying theme. Ooh, okay. Yes, there is actually quite a lot of healing going on here. A lot of it's very mental. I think it's fascinating that we had the Sun card and the Luminosity card, shining your light from within. So particularly Aquarius, we can see the energies as we get to Libra season actually being very warm for you. With the Sun card and the Page of Cups here, it's as though there is a little bit of indecision on how someone else is feeling or how you're feeling. And I feel that you get that clarity at the end of the month, and it's actually very loving. Okay, so the reason I'm saying that is because when we are in Virgo season for Aquarians, especially Aquarius rising, but Virgo season for you is the 8th house, and the 7 of Swords has come up for a reason. It's come up because I think you're quite doubtful. I think you're quite suspicious. I think it's something that is making you possibly quite paranoid. I think for some of you, you could be paranoid about other people's conversations. One thing that is coming abundantly clear from this with the Page of Swords and the 7 of Swords is that yes, people probably are talking. about you. They probably are spying on you. For sure there is an ex spying on you on social media. I have to say that you can't really get away from the Page of Swords and the Seven. I feel like it's someone who was either narcissistic or a little bit deceitful. They didn't treat you well enough is what I'm sort of thinking, and they are keeping an eye on you because they get some kind of supply from knowing how you're doing. I want to hedge my bets and say for you, Aquarius, it could be a Libra, it could be a Gemini, or another Aquarius. For some of you it could be Leo, maybe Aries, maybe Scorpio, I'm not really sure. It could be any sign, just don't worry too much about that. But I think for a lot of you it's an air sign. Keeping an eye on you, and I think that a lot of it is maybe to do with you exuding this luminosity, this light, and I think it's something that they were drawn to begin with, but I think it was possibly for selfish reasons. So that's one thing that's kind of coming up here. But I feel that you have this compassion to kind of feel sorry for them or understand them better is one way that I'm seeing this. Of course, it doesn't all have to apply detail for detail. This could be somebody maybe that really, really cares about you, that's spying on you, but I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Anyway, so to the bottom row, the Magician and the Two of Swords. You want to manifest something really badly. You want something to be in your life. You want it to come into your material world, but you can't quite seem to be sure what it is or what it should be or why. You're kind of unsure about it in general. And the reason that I think that is because of the Two of Swords, but also because of your animal spirit cards, which are the Starfish and the Gazelle. The Starfish is very superficial as an energy. It's thinking that we have little to offer but our outer shell, and the Gazelle is really quite anxious. It's ready to run when things seem threatening. And I think for a lot of you Aquarians with the Seven of Swords there, I think a lot of you are kind of suspicious of things going well at times. And so with deepening of relationships, with deepening of bonds, with this type of balance between masculine and feminine energies, I think that you could feel quite insecure about it. Now, what's coming up with the Compassion card is that you are going through some internal shifts where you realize your own raison d'etre for doing things. You realize why you act the way you do in times of conflict and in times of intimacy. You're seeing some things come up, and a lot of people will around the Pisces full moon. So the first week in August, do be gentle with yourself. Do be open to spending time alone and healing. But for a lot of you, what I think you should do if you're struggling with knowing what you want to manifest is try and manifest something a bit more general. You know, if you're trying to think, if you don't know what career direction to go into, think about how you want to feel in a job and script that. You know, talk about how happy you are, how free you feel, what you can wear, those kind of things. Or if you're thinking about what type of relationship you'd like to be in, think about the feelings of it. You don't have to get bogged down in the details, and feel those feelings and allow them to illuminate from within. So I think for a lot of you Aquarians, what I see here with the Magician and the Two of Swords and the Page of Cups and the Sun is that there's a really beautiful gift coming towards you. I think for a lot of you it's romantic. I actually have this sense with the full moon in Pisces connecting to Uranus in your sign that for some of you it's to do with children. It's to do with maybe it's healing a relationship with a child, maybe it is having a child, or maybe it's loving your inner child, whatever it is, Aquarius. I feel that there's really beautiful, innocent love is what I'm seeing here. You know, that unconditional love that you have for a child, or somebody who loves with all their heart. Even if they're scared of getting hurt, they will still put themselves out there. That kind of love, you know, attracting maybe a soulmate like that. You know, a love that feels like puppy love is what I'm sort of seeing here with the Page of Cups and the Sun, that kind of thing. You know, I think maybe, and it's funny to say that when you have a card like the Emperor and the Empress who are so, you know, such higher echoes of that energy. But the Empress, you know, she expects to be loved. She expects to receive good things. She just knows she's the Empress. And when she appears, she wants you to feel that way. She wants you to know that as well. But also to be able to be the Emperor who can delegate, who can instruct, who can do things as well. You know, it's the balancing of give and take seems to be here. And I feel that for a lot of you, relationships in general are balancing out, especially with the 10 of Cups underneath, which is so like the happy family card. It's all about happy relationships, emotionally fulfilling relationships. And I think a lot of you are going down a path that is more emotionally fulfilling. You know, you're indulging your emotional side. Maybe for some of you, it's a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising that seems to be bringing you a lot of happiness. Or Venus, that's potential. But I feel that Aquarius, you get through this month some manifesting blocks. And you can bet you that they're possibly coming from a past pain deep down inside, from childhood or from a past love. I think for a lot of you, in forgiving someone from your past, a lot of love starts to flood into your life because you're radiating this, and you've opened this door to personal happiness and healing. And there's beautiful new things coming in. There's very fresh energy with the Page of Cups and the Sun. This is love in many forms. It's creativity, it's being able to thrive, it's being able to expand on things, it's being able to trust yourself and your decisions. Because I think a lot of you haven't trusted your decisions before, and that's where you're finding a bit of a backlog of things that want to get in but can't. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful cards. I actually like what it looks like. You know, I like what's coming for you. If you could just work through those